But first, let's talk about Elon Musk's Twitter takeover, hitting a new bump in the road as the social media giant temporarily closes its offices after a wave of employees parted ways with Twitter. That came after Musk's ultimatum to commit to working, in his words, in an extremely hardcore manner. Or he said employees can just walk. Let's bring in Yahoo Finance's Dan Halley, who's on top of this story. Dan, what is the very latest in terms of this closure and where things stand within the company?
Yeah, so as you pointed out, Musk had this hardcore ultimatum. He had sent a letter out to employees saying that he wanted them to work above and beyond what they were used to, essentially, more or less seemingly upending the culture at Twitter, basically treating it like he does Tesla or SpaceX. And he said that, even high performance will be expected regardless. It means working over 40 hours. It means, working weekends, things along those lines. And so, he wanted people to sign this agreement by 5 p.m. Eastern Thursday. And reportedly, hundreds have refused. And so now there are hundreds of people who have effectively been kicked out of the company, or, he said that that's more or less their resignation, not signing on to that letter. And so now there's questions as to whether or not Twitter can continue to function. This is a platform that regularly has functionality issues. People, comment about how there are problems with the technology and how it constantly needs to be updated or fixed in some way. So, if there is a major malfunction at some point, it might not be able to take care of that. It might not be able to fix that and continue to be a viable product. And so, there are conversations on Twitter about how this is, in its death knell, and, we're seeing the end of Twitter. I think that's overblown. I mean, I have my Twitter feed open right now, and, thousands of people are still posting, no problem, likely millions. And so, it's not as though Twitter is going to go away. Musk might just have to roll back his ultimatum, though, and he might have to swallow his pride. Now, this is something that, he hasn't done or isn't very good at doing. He, isn't great at admitting when he's wrong. This isn't one of his own startups that, he had taken public or, helped take public, as is the case with Tesla, or, put together, as is the case with SpaceX. This is an existing company that's been around for years, with him jumping in now just to kind of get it going. And, it's a much different experience than starting from the beginning, where you have these employees who are already entrenched in the company's culture, and then to come in and say, we're going to rip everything up and start over. And, it may be that Musk has to go ahead and say, look, we have to roll that back. We have to kind of smooth this kind of transition to the new Twitter 2.0, as he's calling it, rather than just trying to, chop it off and start right away. But, for now, it seems as though he's going to be without a number of employees just after he laid off roughly half the company.
Okay, we'll see if, potential miscalculation there, still to be continued. Dan Halley, thanks so much for that.